Nice to see you too. Action.
Right, lights, camera, action.
It's just
That's actually how we say it in the industry.
It's daylight. Natural light. But yes, action.
Maybe you're new, but I brought my own studio lights, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 379 with me, JJ Cube, and her,
Bessie Cube. What a wonderful day it is.
And it's lovely to see you again.
It
Bessie.
is. It's been a few years.
Yes, hasn't
It's
it?
been a long time.
Yes.
I think that the dust has settled.
The dust has settled. The fans have spoken.
They want us back.
They want us together.
Yes, I know.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately for us, we did have quite a big fight there.
And I had a busy schedule.
Yeah, you were filming a lot, weren't you?
Filming a lot with Keanu Reeves.
Oh my God, I love Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
It's a shame.
He sends his love.
Oh.
He always worries about you.
Oh. Well, you were busy, I was busy. You know, I do forgive you for being what you did.
It's funny, isn't it? We both have different accounts of this rift between the two of us, don't we? So in my head, it started when you accused me of stealing the purple top.
It wasn't just a purple top.
Yes.
It was my favourite top of all time that I did get in New Look Junior.
New Look Junior.
Of
course, yeah.
No longer anymore.
And what led you to come to the conclusion that I'd stolen it?
I saw you in many photos of it online, and
Interesting.
You know, I know that you stole it. It's just obvious. It's plain as day, and that's the only top that I liked because it covered my arms.
You do need to cover up those arms.
I don't like showing my arms. It's not. I think I actually have quite nice lithe arms, but that
It's
top.
good that you believe that.
That top just did something to me. It made me feel special. It made me feel powerful. It made me feel lean. And, you know, so, but I did break into your house and I did break a few items and I found the purple top and I got it back. Yes, I got arrested.
Yes. You actively let all of my animals out of my house.
Well, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be keeping that cat in there. It was one of those giant cats as well.
That was something I'd worked hard for.
It was just too big. I'm sorry, I think that was some kind of tiger.
My house panther. You're not allowed to let out somebody's house panther. They had to do a neighbourhood watch. They had to tell people to stay inside of their houses.
That needs to go back into the wild, whatever that was. Did you find it eventually?
No.
Good.
No, I'll never see Sasha again.
Well, I hope Sasha's died.
Well, then obviously the fight escalated when I drove my car into your house.
But I'm actually grateful for that because I was managed to claim quite a lot of insurance. So I got a new conservatory.
And you were looking to renovate. So that's when we started to realise, excuse me, I think I need this. I think I need this woman in my life.
And you were able to go out a lot more when you were looking after your giant panther. So
absolutely, that was really good for me and Horace.
Yeah.
My lover.
Long-term husband.
Yes. You've recently been dumped, haven't you, Bessie? I've been in a relationship since 2002, so I wouldn't know what that's like. But do you want to maybe tell our listeners, give them an update on your little sad love life?
Well, it's not sad. I think it's going to be a good chance for us both to develop and maybe come back together in the future for our 16 children.
Of course. The children do need you.
They do need a daddy. But right now, I can be the mummy and the daddy.
Exactly.
And that's okay. He's left me for a ghost, like an actual ghost. You know how some people don't believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out we're all wrong.
Yeah, and some people are sexually attracted to them.
And you can have full-on relationships with ghosts.
Oh, remember when you told me a few weeks ago when you walked in on him and that old Victorian lady?
Yeah. No. That was just a fling. He's actually in a new relationship with an actual ghost. Turns out she was in the third series of Britain's Best Top Model.
Really?
Next top model.
Oh, no, she wasn't the tragic case of that model who died falling off a mountain when she was doing a photo shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
For National Geographic.
Exactly.
Oh, he's having an affair with her?
Yeah, I know.
She's
I know, but
beautiful.
she is hot. She's
a beautiful
hot.
ghost. That's a beautiful ghost.
You know when sometimes you just have to let it go?
You do.
You know? And I'm just letting it go. And like, you know, if the ghost it ends up being his sixth wife. That's okay. I mean, yeah, his
first supernatural wife. Yes, I guess you could say
exactly. And they do say, you know, first supernatural wives are the best marriages.
They do say that.
So I've got to let it be. I've just got to let it be. And I'm going out once a week. I'm going to the cinema on my own. I'm taking my own snacks, taking my own water bottle, sneaking them in. I've got 18 children to look after.
Yeah.
I've got my plate full.
Yeah, you do. You don't need a man.
I don't need a man. Obviously, I would like one.
Yeah.
And that's a tragedy. So yes, I have been dumped, but it's okay. I have already started seeing 3 or 4 men.
Can they see or are they blind?
They
legally blind?
They seem to like me, which is nice. I've been to the cinema, which was fun. I haven't been to cinema in a long time.
You don't have to talk in the cinema, which is great.
No, and you don't have to. You can sneak in snacks.
Yes. Tell me, how are you? How was your day yesterday? I heard that you had a busy day yesterday.
Oh, it was a busy day for me. Thank you. I'm doing very well in my career.
Oh, thank
very
goodness.
well. I'm much better than you, I think.
Interesting.
And I had a big long Zoom, big old Zoom. I had to restart and reschedule the Zoom 3 times, and that's spanning 45 times 3. What's that? 80?
Yes.
So I had a long Zoom with Steven Spielberg.
Oh. Steve.
Lovely man.
Stevie.
He's a nice guy.
Can't get Stevie out of my DMs, and I'll tell you that for free.
I don't think it's the same Steven Spielberg, but my one is the famous director.
Didn't he direct
Jaws?
Gladiator?
I think so. Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Oh yes, that's it. And he wants me to write on his next movie.
Oh.
Yeah, so
lovely.
he first of all just spoke. He spoke a long time about other things. Like, did you know that he's really into crafts?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, he really is into kind of paper mache.
Oh,
or papier mache.
Papier mache.
Papier.
Yes, the
mache.
French craft.
So we talked a lot about crafts, and at the end of it, he offered me there and then on the spot to sign a contract to write his next film. So that was nice. How was your day?
Wonderful.
What the fuck did you get up to?
Oh, well, yesterday, after auditioning for a new musical adaptation of The Ugly Duckling, but starring Pamela Anderson.
Ooh.
So for me to audition to play her younger self, not that I would be the ugly version. I would obviously be the duckling once she's blossomed.
Right. So what's the story then if there's no ugly duckling?
Well, they decided
ducklings.
We don't want ugly. They said, it's 2023, we don't need it. Let's make it all hot.
Right.
Let's make the ugly duckling sexy. That's
so
what
the
they
hot
said.
ducklings.
Yeah. And I'm auditioning for duckling, sexy duckling, and the most exciting part, full nudity for the whole production. Because
nice.
They're being accurate to the ducks. So I went in fully feathered.
How did you get the feathers on?
So I rolled around in some... No, oil would not do the trick. That's what I've learnt from when I tested this out last week. Oil does the opposite of what you want it to do.
I would not
Cheeky
think that.
oil. You can't get oil on your feathers. That will ruin your feathers.
So they just slide off?
They slide right off, and it creates a mess, especially on the tube. You really don't want to cause that kind of a scene. So what I like to do is I pluck pigeon feathers that I find off of the ground.
That's disgusting.
When I walk around, and it's really easy to steal a pigeon's feathers as well. They love a croissant. So if you tear off little bits of a croissant, say, pigeons, come over here. When they're plucking on the croissant on the floor, pluck out a feather or 2. And every time I pick a feather, I make a wish. I eventually collected 2,000 feathers, rolled myself in some glue, and covered myself fully head to toe in feathers. So my audition yesterday went fabulously, thank you very much. And then after that, I decided to donate all of my designer handbags to homeless people.
Did you just give them away?
Yes, through them to say, take it, do something with this. I think they were quite scared.
Why did you suddenly want to get rid of your handbags? Is it because you stole them and you didn't want the evidence?
No, I've decided that handbags are unflattering on my figure.
Because they're small.
Yes.
And it makes you look huge.
I only now use giant bags.
Right, yeah.
Giant
like
bags.
the Olsens.
Like the Olsen twins, exactly. Who
Our
are
friends.
really our closest friends.
Yeah. So how's your shoplifting going?
Oh, It's been fabulous. Thank you so much for
What have you got lately?
So now I've got into the habit of doing a cheeky wink at the security guard as I come in.
Clever.
And slipping him. So I take a double. I take a double item. Only from the big shops, okay? No judgment here. No judgment here. You got to steal back from these corporations. So I've got into the habit of stealing those little cotton swabs and sticking them in the pocket of everybody in the shop as a little fun treat.
That's nice. I haven't quite managed to shoplift yet, but I have started, and it's incredibly fun.
You'll get there.
I go into the big shops and I use the items for my children. So say if they don't have a backpack because, you know, I can't afford like, you know, one of the like nice backpacks, I let them go into the shop and use the backpack, go around. I let them go and sleep in the beds, that have that, like my 5 youngest, they have their naps in the beds in John Lewis. And I then can just go to the tech area, have a little play.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
basically like going to an internet cafe.
Oh,
That's
it's
what's
great.
So great about that.
And then I come wake them up, say, wakey, wakey.
Yeah.
And then I go to the food hall and I let them just eat whatever's there. So it's not technically shoplifting, it is using what's there.
It's sort of life parkour in a way. It's parkouring life.
Well, talking of parkour.
Yeah. I know that you've been getting really into that recently.
I
Tell everyone.
Tell
everyone.
Parkour.
So
I
much
found my calling, and especially after I've been dumped, I feel like parkour is just my release.
Yes, because the thing is, of course, we all know Anderson, your partner, long-term partner, father of 12 of your 15? 12 of your 18 children.
Yes. No. Yeah, the other 6, I don't know where they came from.
No, you don't know where those ones came from.
I do believe they were phantom pregnancies.
I think that you might have, like the Virgin Mary, mother of Jesus, been impregnated by God.
I think so. Yeah, because they all look like God.
They
as
all
well.
look exactly.
The God gene is so strong.
It's that lovely curly hair. So Anderson is in fact the world number 2 at parkour currently, is he not?
Well, yeah, but he's got shin splints.
So
he's not been able to
been
train
able.
lately. So
He's
I
not been
think
able to
I could
train.
usurp him as parkour queen.
And would you say that you're getting into parkour primarily to get back at him?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, which is healthy.
Yes.
Yeah. So I found that parkour, using all the items in John Lewis, but not actually stealing them. And do you know what has been another lifesaver for me during my heartbreak? Jesus. Yeah, I found him.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
I found him, and I think actually I found this church. They don't ever mention Jesus. So I'm just kind of like, but you know, his presence just there.
Yeah.
They do
Fun little mystery.
Yeah, I don't quite know what this church is, but I've had a great time. And I feel like that community has been really helpful for me. The kids hate it. They hate going. They really hate. They feel like quite upset.
Yeah,
going.
but that's when the handcuffs come in very useful.
And that's when you know that it's a good thing.
Yes.
When they hate it,
yes,
you know?
Exactly. That means that they're going to grow.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Church, you know, has been helpful. I don't know if it is actually called church. It's like, it's more
it's
like
in an old abandoned Carphone warehouse, isn't it?
like a huge one.
Yeah.
There are like some stray phones going around, so that's quite handy for them to play with.
Yes. I think you might have actually just wandered into an abandoned Carphone warehouse.
Well,
I
whatever the
think it's a
case,
church.
it's doing me wonders, you know?
That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you, Bessie. God, it's nice to chat again,
it's
isn't
nice
it?
to reconnect, yeah. And
after a few
how
years.
are your projects going? Your independent projects?
All of my independent projects are fantastic. Thank you
Great.
so much for asking. None of them have currently got any funding.
What about that producer who you said was going to give you all that money? He was going to give you 8,000 grand.
No, he actually stole it from me.
Oh.
Yes.
He stole that money.
So this is the interesting thing. So when I was giving away my designer handbags to homeless people, I also decided to, just for a bit of fun, a little bit of pocket money, to put them on the online. And I found this wonderful website called Sneaky Thief. And it was advertised to be this amazing way to sell your designer handbags. And they called me up immediately, said that they were going to come round, get somebody to verify all of my designer handbags. And they just robbed me blind.
Oh, no.
They broke in, robbed me blind. In fact, they let my second panther out. My panther that I got to replace Sasha. Second panther in 2 months.
Did they tell you off about having panthers?
Luckily, everyone who I live close to is actually very long-sighted. So from the way that they see it, the panther comes across just like a normal-sized cat, just from very far away. They live far away from me. I only keep her indoors.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Did they shed?
No, in fact, they naturally hoover. That's the amazing thing that's why I chose my panther, because I am allergic to cats, deathly.
Yeah.
But panthers, funny enough, actually, something about there's a gravity pull with their fur, so they actually end up hoovering up all dust around me. I haven't had to pull out the hoover in months.
I'm so jealous because I hoover about 15 times a day.
You do, and that's why you got such a crooked back.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me to sit up straight.
Yeah, you should.
But I'm saving up for a new hoover. That's my big news. That is my big news.
You should write to Stevie. Oh,
Steve Spielberg.
He just can't help but send me things as well. So
it's not the same Stevie.
It is.
JJ, it's not. It's not.
I'm sure it is.
This is a proper Hollywood guy I'm talking about. You're just talking about a guy in your DMs. So your projects aren't going that well. You've been robbed.
I've been robbed, unfortunately. I've lost 2 of my panthers, and seemingly, I haven't heard anything back yet.
And how's your couples therapy going?
Couples therapy has been incredibly useful.
I think it's a stupid. I think if you get couples therapy, then you might as well just say it's over.
It's funny because you're the one that's been dumped.
Yeah, but we're not wasting money on couples therapy. You know, we're spending the money that we would.
Bessie's actually been dumped.
But
I'm 15 years younger than Bessie. That's the funny thing about us. And I've been in a relationship since 2002, which is funny because I was only born in 2001.
Sure.
So I've just always been a girlfriend girl, and that's why couples therapy is good, because it's important it's like having an MOT. You got to oil up the car, you got to oil up the man. And I realised that we hadn't actually been in the same room together for about 6 months. We just had this habit of, he's downstairs, I'm upstairs, let me come downstairs. He goes upstairs again, and he would wear a balaclava all the time. So I realised I hadn't actually seen his face. He'd grown a huge beard.
Wow.
But
what about his vitamin D levels? They must have gone downhill.
No, he got terrible jaundice as well. But he knows that I've always had a thing for pirates. So that was actually very fun to work with.
That shows we're siblings, because
Yes.
I love a pirate. Remember when I dated that guy called Bosun?
Oh, Bosun.
Oh, he loved pirates too. He had lots of costumes. He actually went around with just one huge gold earring,
I remember.
and he only had one tooth. Do you remember?
Yes, but he loved mangoes. He was able to make that one tooth work for those mangoes.
Oh,
It was a feat watching that man.
Oh yeah,
tuck into a handful of mangoes.
So his diet was just mangoes and flat whites.
Oh,
that's all he had, because he was a
that's
barista.
the dream, man.
He was a pirate barista.
That's the dream, man. So now that me and Horace are working on the being never in the same room and balaclava issue, getting along better than ever.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Are you still planning to go and live in Greenland?
Absolutely. Saving up the funds currently, and hoping to get our Greenland card. Fun little play on green card. Because we want to go see. You are a hoot.
You're a fucking hoot.
I miss you.
You're a fucking bitch.
The thing with Horace is, he's been studying the giants of Greenland for a long time.
Because he is a giant.
Because he is a giant.
Yes.
Yeah, no, Horace is 7'5". But a lot of people still refuse to believe that there are still giants.
Does he eat a lot of corn?
What a strange question.
Just the green giant corn. That's one of your phobias, isn't it?
Yes, I don't like to talk about the C word. And I don't eat anything that comes out of a tin. You know that. I have an issue with that.
Whereas I only eat tinned food.
Yes. That's the difference between us.
That's
forget about these
we
things.
Can't eat together. We can drink squash. That's
I've seen you
it.
eat. I've seen you eat, and I don't need to see that again.
Yeah,
she's like a baby bird just necking it back.
Just all I need is a few pecans a day.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
We did actually get, in our little break that we've had apart, we've been swamped, haven't we, by letters from listeners. Just desperate for us to come back together. Girls. All I can do is think about your podcast. My eyes are bleeding. I want it to come back so much. A few people have come to visit my house, have thrown bricks through the windows with letters attached, letters of adoration about how much they love us.
Sweet. A few people have messaged me with their tattoos.
Really?
Yeah,
they've got
tattoos on their bums.
Oh, Bessie and JJ.
I know.
That's where we belong.
Just think how fun that would be to see a tattoo of us. on a bum.
But I think the number one question that people are always asking about, you say it together, what would you say? It's
Grass.
How do you... No, not the grass one. Silly Billy. Start working. Turn that on. Turn that on.
Don't touch me again.
Okay.
Don't fucking touch me again.
Okay.
And I mean that. I don't like being touched.
Okay. Here's the wall. Stay behind it. Stay behind it.
You just hurt my head. Have you washed your hands since you came in?
Stay behind it. I don't wash my hands anymore. I haven't done it for a year.
That's just disgusting, and you just touch my skin.
It's terrible for my eczema to wash my hands.
I'm gonna get a spot now on my forehead.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No, the number one question that people ask us is penguins. I've rescinded that offer. You're not answering that question anymore. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Shh. It's how do you break into show business?
Absolutely.
Everyone knows us as the Showbiz sisters. That's what they call us.
Well, look at our CVs. Showbiz advice is what we are here for.
Showbiz advice is the name of the game. It's why we started this podcast in the first place. And now we're 379 episodes in, and we are still, after a 2-year hiatus.
Hiatus.
Still, number one Showbiz podcast in the world.
So
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing the dedication that everyone has.
They just want to know our Hollywood secrets, don't they?
They really do, and
we're not going to spill the beans about Keanu or Steven, though. Okay.
And I'm not letting anybody into the secrets of what I did for my ugly duckling, for hot duckling audition, because that role's mine, and I'll kill anyone that tries to take it.
When are you expecting to hear?
Well. Probably today. I've got a good feeling I'm going to hear something today.
Yeah.
Because I saw a feather flying in the air.
Oh, yeah.
And when you see a sign, you take it, you grab it.
You go and eat it.
You know me so well.
You eat it. You eat the feathers.
You eat the feather because you say, "Hello, this is what I want in my life. I'm going to take it in and digest it, and digest the hope."
Got to do that.
That's my number one tip.
Yeah.
Digest your hope.
When you see a sign, eat it.
Eat it. Like, what are you waiting for? Life, as our friend Kim Kardashian says, you got to get your ass up and work. Work.
And don't just manifest. Create.
Feast. Manifest. Manifest. You got to manifest those dreams. So you see something that you want, go out and eat it.
Take a knife and fork out with you.
Always.
Stab those signs.
Yes, stab them. Stab people.
No, don't do that.
No,
but if
I
there's
mean
a
in a fun
sign,
way,
yeah,
in a
if there's
fun
sign,
way.
yeah, if there's like a fun sign.
You like a man on the tube? Give him a little
Get your fork out. Get your fork out.
Let him know, oh, you look tasty.
Yeah.
So you need to manifest. That's what we've always been telling our listeners, isn't it?
And so if we see you on the tube and you've got a knife and fork on your lap, just ready, sitting on your lap, we know that you're a listener, and we're going to come up to you.
We know that you're a listener.
And be quite horrible to you.
Yeah. Oh, we're abusive to our
like
listeners on the street, but then they love us for it.
Yeah, we don't want to interact, you know.
The number of times I've been asked to slap somebody around the face because they love us so much. So you got to do it. You know, and
slapping is such fun, isn't it? I've slapped you a few times.
It's how I turn up my arms.
Oh, yeah.
It's how I got rid of my bingo wings.
Yeah.
So
we eat the signs. That's one bit of advice.
One bit of advice. Would you have any other advice that you'd like to give people in the general direction of achieving your dreams, working in the showbiz industry?
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, auditioning. Auditioning is lots of people ask about tips for auditioning, and I think my main bit of advice now that auditionings are happening in the room again, not just on Zoom or taping. We can talk. Self-taping is another issue, and we get into that in a bit.
Yeah.
So my advice, if you've seen an actress just go into the room and you can hear a little bit of what they're doing, just pull your chair up, go and sit right outside the door.
Yeah. Lock her in.
Try and lock them in. If you can, get a glass, listen in, hear exactly what that actress is doing. And there's a lot of small talk that happens before you go and do your scene. The director might be like, oh, what have you been up to? Which is a trap. Everybody knows that's a trap. The casting director might be like, how have you been? And all of those small talk. Listen to what the actress in there is saying. Write it down. And then when you go in, if you do decide to let them out, you exactly copy what she said.
Say the same thing. Say the exact same thing. They'll be so freaked out.
Absolutely terrified.
That they'll remember you forever.
Yeah.
You won't get the role.
No. But it would just have a little bit of fun, because you're never going to get the role. No one's ever going to get the role.
No, you're not going to get the role.
So just have a little bit of fun.
Have a little bit of fun.
Mess with their head.
Mess with their heads.
If you can.
Ruin their day.
Do something like go up to them and lick their nose.
Yes. Oh, they love... Honestly, that trick has worked for me so many times.
Because they love it. It's like, just, they suddenly think you're a doggy.
Makes them go to sleep.
Oh,
that's why I love directors are so sensitive to a nose lick. Oh. They go straight to sleep on the table. It's adorable.
And the casting directors see that you have no problems with the intimacy.
Yes.
And you are...
We don't need an intimacy coordinator on this set.
Well, we have, we do moonlight sometimes as intimacy coordinators.
Of course.
And it's a job that I love and hate.
Yes. And I go in fully head to toe lubed.
You have to.
That's what you have to do in these scenes.
You get through a lot of lube.
Because obviously I have to take up everyone, all of my listeners know about my multitude of part-time jobs.
I thought you were going to say about your lube collection.
And my, of course, also my lube collection. I talk about it extensively on the podcast. Looking to add to it. Love it when my listeners send me all of the little samples of different flavoured lubes. Thank you. But as I have been moonlighting recently as an intimacy coordinator, recently worked with Paul Mescal. Lovely. Oh. Couldn't keep his hands off me, though. Paul, I've got to tell you, and I'll tell you now, I'm not interested. You need to back off. Back off.
Do another indie film, Paul.
Do another indie film, Paul. Everybody, you're such an underrated actor. Yeah. Nobody gets the hype.
Hello, world. Do that one.
So I went in fully head to toe lubed, but of course, didn't wear any shoes, slid right in and broke down the whole set, which they'd spent 5 days making. It was a medieval reenactment film.
Why did they need an intimacy? Was there a sexual scene?
There was a sexual scene.
In the castle?
In the castle bedroom, right. And between Julianne Moore and Paul Mescal and Meryl Streep.
Oh,
so that was
a threesome.
It was a threesome.
Hello.
It was a really exciting
in
scene.
the Trojan Horse.
In the Trojan Horse, that's the title of the film. And unfortunately, lubed head to toe, slid right in, crashed in between, broke Meryl's ankles.
Oh, God.
She was a wonderful woman about it. She
always
understood.
breaking her ankles.
She's always breaking her ankles, and we're always getting into these kind of funny situations with each other. And I'm always like, Meryl, my love, what can I do to say sorry? And she says, just keep doing you. That's the only thing that I want.
Did you give her your crutches that you use sometimes for fun?
Yes, I did give her my crutches. I had them on hand. But Julianne, let's just say she was not happy about it.
No.
She
wanted the threesome.
She wanted the threesome to happen. And the thing with Julianne is she loves to be the centre of attention.
Hello.
She can't keep... she just can't... She doesn't like it when people are stealing the spotlight. And obviously... I still looked incredibly graceful. I was able to do a backflip while I was doing the slide. That's so funny. I'm just remembering it. It makes me so happy because I was able to do a double jackknife.
You're crying.
Backflip.
You're crying.
It was such a beautiful... No, because the thing is, life actually went into slow motion in that moment. And I remembered my ice skating training from when I was a child. Yeah. And I was able to turn this embarrassing moment, this is another bit of advice for our listeners, turn something embarrassing into something beautiful. I turned the fully naked, head-to-toe lubed slip into a beautiful double jackknife backflip. Everyone in the crew burst into tears and started applauding me.
That's lovely.
It was only nasty Julianne Moore, who had something negative to say about it. Stop being the centre of attention, Julianne.
What did Paul think of the stunt?
Unfortunately, I did knock Paul Mescal out with my elbows when I was jackknifing. So he doesn't remember any of the event, but it's probably a good thing because the poor boy looked very tired. He needed a bit of a nap. He has been working too hard. Have you seen that Nokia advert? No, that Samsung advert that he did with the interpretive dance. That man can move. And he needs a break.
He does just
Somebody
need to
give
stop.
him a break.
Do you know who else needs a break? I actually don't know. I don't know who needs a break.
Nobody else needs a break.
No,
everybody's got to get up their ass and work.
Yes, they do.
I'm sick of quoting Kim K because she's a close friend.
Yeah.
But you do need to get up your ass and work.
So we're going to be back next week. I'm having just a few days to recover from my breast explant surgery.
Oh, of course, because that was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm just getting them back out. You know, every
in and out.
Every few months, I have implants in for a few days, get them back out.
It's good for the breast skin, isn't it, to be shocked that way?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to have a few days to recover from my explant surgery.
Why did you get them taken out this time, just out of interest?
Well, it's a long story, but basically I watched a documentary about breast implant illness.
Of course.
I'm not going to say the celebrity who fronted the documentary, but she was in a popular band, and she really moved me, and she had a terrible thing, and basically just it scared me. So I'm going to get my explants out. Going to get my implants out. And I think next time I have
you
them,
and your grammar.
I'm gonna fuck off. I'm gonna get
ever since the head injury. I
get
understand
huge
you get your words
ones
confused.
next time. I'm gonna go Pammy level huge.
Yes.
You know.
I think that also a goal for you would be get them to be the same size. I know that you think that the irregular one tiny one huge thing is a fun look, and I'll give you that. People stop and stare, but I think that this time it would be lovely for you to have.
I just think that shows that you're not very sexually developed, because if you don't know that men prefer especially the left side to be a lot bigger than the right. If you don't know that, then you're just not very experienced.
They can use the smaller one as a little pillow,
exactly
like that.
Just as much. It's honestly, you just got to try it.
You do have to try it. You have to try everything once.
So we'll be back soon, and I think we should discuss a little bit of that feature film you did in space.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Unfortunately, none of the footage is usable because everyone in the crew suffocated in space, obviously, apart from me. I just seem to be very lucky with these types of things.
You just got that space shuttle straight back down. You just left them there, didn't you, to die?
I did.
Because you're a backstabbing bitch, but that's fine.
Such a shame.
And I'm really glad that we've reconnected.
I'm glad that we've reconnected too. I missed your unique energy in my life. It's fun to have a sort of bitter old hag around occasionally because it reminds me of how young and juvenile and
flimsy
I am. And I obviously do wish all of the kids well. Oh my godchildren.
Yeah, they don't remember who you are.
I don't want them to. I want to be the fun, cool aunt that pops back in when I turn 21.
Lovely. Well, thank you for joining us.
Watch
Bite
out!
your tongue. So we have to do a trigger warning about screaming, don't we? Oh my gosh, my boobs are full. Need to get these implants out, I think. Yeah.
I'm going to get my nails done later today. So maybe I'll get those extra long ones and then I can just claw them out for you.
Okay. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for listening.
Goodbye, everybody. Take care.
Stay showbiz.
Stay showbiz.